You know, there's a series I haven't talked about much at all on this channel that's pretty close to my heart. Life is a party when you want it to be, but not without Mario.
If you live under a rock, let's fill you in on the last 18 years. Mario Party is the vein of all evil in regards to fun local multiplayer games. It's the ultimate friendship destroyer.
What makes people get angry the way that they do simply by playing the games from this series? Is it the wacky characters?
Or when a star gets stolen from you after you work so hard to collect it.
Or how about that one mini game you always rage in? You know which one I'm talking about.
Yep, that's about as interesting as Mario Party gets. Overall, it's a pretty interesting franchise. Mario and Friends are all about the board game life. Anymore, I guess.
And with Mario Party Star Rush on the way pretty soon, what better way to celebrate that than talking about my top 10 minigames from the entire franchise. Hey Nathan, you ready?
Yep, and just so everyone knows, the games in this list are solely Mason's favorites in the series and all opinions are from his perspective. I'm just here for that super epic Nathaniel Bandy cameo. I did not write this, as you can tell. Anyway guys, let's go! Skateboard Scamper, one of the most intense minigames of all of Mario Party. There's 4 players that race on skateboards. You move forward by mashing A and you can jump with B. Now there's a few variations of this game. Mario Party 1 has you over a lava pit, while Mario Party 2, there's a boo that's trying to, well, I guess eat you or something. This game is incredibly fun if you're with a group of friends that can mash buttons really quickly. Having to jump over obstacles and collect coins throws off your button mashing pace, which makes the experience even more enjoyable.
Hotel Goomba. It's basically what the super descriptive title of the minigame implies. It's a competition between you and your opponents as you make your way through a puzzle-like challenge to make it to the top floor of the hotel you're in. This entails of a few different things. Running around to all the Goombas, which may seem a little too stationary at times by the way, and punching them. You gotta punch every Goomba before you figure out the correct pattern to pass through the room because they do not want to move at all, ever. At least that's what happens when I play it. Sometimes it's simple, sometimes it can be kind of a pain. Is the wait worth it? Once you pass through the very end, if you are the winner, well, what exactly were you racing through all those hallways Zack and Cody style for anyway? You were chasing after a sunset. That's exactly what the grand prize was. And boy, is she a beaut. Was it worth it, risking your life to get all those Goombas out of your way just to see a stupid sunset you could probably see tomorrow? I don't know. And just so we're clear, I'm never running through a hotel unless there's Wi-Fi there. Cause you better believe I'm not chasing a bright light in the sky, okay? It's the sun, we see it every day. But for Hotel Goomba, we'll let it slide. I mean, it kinda does look a little pretty, I guess.
Having a dog, a cat, or any kind of pet is a big responsibility. You have to keep an eye on it, encourage it to do the best it can in life, tuck it in at night, all sorts of things. But one thing pets really love is a big old treat. Throw me a bone. You ride your pet chain chomp around in a desert-like field, throwing treats in front of you for him to eat. The goal is to guide little Chomps through to the end of the course while giving him some snacks and avoiding the poles all around. Knocking into one will result in the chain chomp getting stunned for about 2 seconds, but since it's a race to the finish, it's all about saving time. It's basically to carefully aim where you want the treat to go versus just winging it. You know what they say, slow and steady wins the race.
Shake It Up is quite an interesting game for what it is. With the introduction of the Mario Party series to the Wii, of course they'd have to make use of those so well beloved Wii remotes and the motion controls that come with it. It's one of your standard 4-player minigames in the game, but the idea of it is a bit intriguing and a bit strange all at the same time. Remember when we were all young and stupid and had a Pepsi or Dr. Pepper we were getting ready to drink? Sounds stupid, right? No, it doesn't actually. The stupid part is when we accidentally shake the can in the process right before doing so. You know, right before we open the can. That is how you play Shake It Up. It's a simple series of waggling the Wii remote everywhere you can like a monster to see how high you can make the fizz explode at the very end. The game is pretty fun for me. The only ironic part about it is that I haven't drank any carbonated drink for over a year and a half now. The only liquid I consume is agua. But virtual caffeine is never a bad thing, I guess, right?
Hide and seek was a pretty fun game back in the day. Even now, if someone asked me to play it, I still probably would. Again, I did not write this. Anybody ever try playing that in the dark though? Mason used to play it years ago with some neighborhood friends of his, but what about me? I have too! In summary, that's basically what Flash and Dash is. Mario Party DS is the home of this fun yet suspenseful minigame. It's a 1 vs 3 game where either you're using a flashlight or you're being chased. If you're the one being searched for, you better run for your life. This game is, in essence, hide and seek. Running from the flashlights creates an edge of your seat kind of experience, but winning the game versus the 3 searching is always a great feeling.
One thing I'm known for in my entire family is never wanting to eat sweets. I'm one of the only people that are like that in my entire family. I know, it's crazy. Ever since I was just a wee lad stepping his way into the world, seeing Fun Dip or Nerds or something, it didn't fascinate me, and neither did chocolate, and I still don't eat that. Same story goes for ice cream, believe it or not. I've just never been a fan. It's a weird texture and it feels weird for me to eat. Sounds strange, sure, but is it weird then that I have a game dedicated to ice cream cones as one of my favorite Mario Party minigames? Perhaps a tiny little bit. But it's more of a nostalgic reason as to why I like this game. Basically, the idea of Coney Island is that it's a raining ice cream fest. Your character is to run around and stack as many scoops as possible onto the cone that they're holding, and at the very end, whoever's is the tallest wins. After the game starts, shadows start casting onto the ground, which are the ice cream falling from the sky, and it's up to you to figure out where to stand to catch them. It's a very simple task, but it's a very fun game for me. I gotta say, for somebody that doesn't like ice cream, these do look delicious. I will say that much.
And here we have my personal favorite Mario Party minigame. FYI, you should totally check out this top 10 that's on the screen. It's going to stay on the screen for a few more seconds, hashtag not plugging. So the goal is to stay put on the mushrooms the longest. There's a toad that'll hold up a colored flag. You need to make sure you're on that same colored mushroom since the rest of them sink down to your death. The longer you play, the faster you have to move from mushroom to mushroom. What makes this game such a treat is trying to knock off the other players. You can jump on their heads to stun them, or stand on the very edge of a mushroom and make it hard for them to jump on. Thing is, the more you try to knock someone off, the more likely it is that you'll end up knocking yourself off. This minigame can get really intense with 4 players, and it's just really good.
This has to be one of the most balanced minigames I've ever played in my life. The goal is to knock everyone off this patch of land into the water. However, everyone is on giant bouncy balls. There's no jumping or dashing or any fancy moves like that, and all you can do is roll around and use physics to your advantage. The more speed you gain, the faster you'll move, which means the more likely you'll be able to knock somebody off the track. However, if you miss your target, going fast could cause you to easily fall off the stage and lose. This game requires you to move at a very consistent speed, and you need to hit your players at just the right angle to win. To be honest, most games end in a draw because it's hard to have any sort of advantage over somebody else. But that's the exciting thing about bumper balls. It's a bunch of chaos. You never know who's gonna win, especially when you're on the edge of the platform rolling in circles, dodging hits while also trying to ram into opponents.
Ah, pizza. You can't say that you don't love it. That would be a lie. There's just something so special about it. Eatsa Pizza is a minigame that only reminds me of all of the feelings I have. Okay, I'm sorry. Eatsa Pizza is a minigame that only reminds me of all the feelings I have for not only the nostalgic memories I have for the original Mario Party games, but the wonderful food that gets to be eaten in it. Now, it's a 2 vs 2 minigame. Sharing all of that pizza? I'm not too fond of the idea of that, honestly. But look at how tiny we are compared to this pizza. In that aspect, it's massive. What kind of pizza are you eating though? Is it Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut? Ha, just kidding. The only thing that matters is that it's freaking pizza. If I'm in a competition to see if I can eat the most, heck yeah, you better believe I'm gonna win.
Super Mario 64 is a really great game. It still is. Has it aged well? Maybe not so much. Has everybody played it? Not everybody, but lots of people have, and with that said, lots of people probably remember that very memorable opening screen. Mario greets you and you have the opportunity to move his cheekbones, hat, and his whole face basically all around. Morph it how you want. His face in that screen was like a canvas. And with Facelift here from Mario Party 1 and 2, the same situation is in your hands. I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. It's a super fun game for what it is. In Facelift, you're given a wacky picture of one of the characters in game and it's up to you to morph the face to resemble the one provided as closely as possible, with 3 other people also sculpting and may become a challenge at times to get even the slightest little detail crafted. However, if you get a 100% rating because you're just that awesome, well then congratulations, you're better at it than I am. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for checking out my top 10 Mario Party Minigames video. And thank you, a huge thank you rather, to Nathaniel Bandy for joining me. It was a lot of fun, man. Thanks a lot. Let us know your favorite Mario Party minigame down below. See ya!
I'd like to thank Mason of Delfino for letting me join your channel for this top 10 video. If you'd like to check out my own top 10s, there's probably an end card or something along the lines. Yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel. I post top 10s, fact videos, smash and compare, Howl Nathaniel Rage, a bunch of original content. I know you probably don't know what half of what I said is, but seriously check it out. You might like it, you might absolutely hate it. Hey, the only way to find out is if you look, right?